Hi everybody. So this is one of those channels where things don't always go exactly as planned. So funny story, I was filming right about the time I realized that I didn't really like what I was wearing. I spilled makeup actually on my clothes, which is always fun. And right after that, my memory card and my camera decided it didn't want to work anymore. So instead of taking off what I'd already put on, I'm just gonna kind of catch up and then we're just gonna go from here. Today we are working on a face full of Marc Jacobs. Super bougie, but I didn't buy all full-size products and I didn't pay full price for everything that I did do. I took advantage of some sales, some holiday collections, some VIB stuff. Figured we'd do a face full of it, kind of do a first impression, although a couple of products I've actually been using and really like. We're gonna try some other stuff too. So I have 3 primers. This is actually just a travel size of this one. This actually came in a little set that had, I think, a lip gloss and a bronzer, maybe a face powder and a cute little red purse thing, which I have right here. I don't know if this is part of the cherry collection or not. You know what I'm talking about with like the minty green and all the cherries on it. But how cute is this? Little crossbody bag. It's an, I mean, I can't fit my cell phone in it, but I could probably fit car keys and a few cards or ID or a smaller size lipstick. This particular primer here is actually a blurring primer, and I think it's one of the silicone based ones. So I did apply that with my fingers to kind of my T-zone where the majority of my texture is. And then I went in with this is like, I think like a coconut primer. It's called Invisible Undercover number 30, and it's very moisturizing. So I've used it in a few other videos. I think I might even have another one coming up where I've used it. But anyway, I've used this several times, and I kind of kept most of this to the outer side of my outer edge of my faces where I get the most dry, since we're still playing catch up. Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation in Beige Taupe 35. It has kind of an interesting little dropper. I don't want to smear this on myself again, but it's got like a, I don't know if you can really see this, if it's really going to show up, but it's like a dropper, but not really a dropper. It's more like a smearer. Anyway, put a few drops on my face, went over it with a damp sponge, and that was before I changed my clothes and started this all over again. So now we're up to speed. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is one of those days. The good news is that I'm ready to move on, and I'm tired of looking at myself looking all monochromatic and kind of like Data from Star Trek. Okay, so I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs bronzer. This is 102 Tantric, and it's an Omega bronze. It has a nice big mirror in it. I'm trying not to blind you guys. And the pan size is huge. This is similar in size to the Estee Lauder one that I picked up recently that had the cool like tortoise shell. I didn't pick it up. It was gifted to me from Macy's, and not because I'm a YouTuber, but because my husband entered me to win something and I won. So I'll link that video if you guys are at all curious. This is not a first impression of this bronzer, as is the primers and the foundation. Those are not new either. And I think this bronzer, as well as this, I actually got from at TJ Maxx, and I was super excited to just like try them, and they weren't horribly priced, which was nice. I need to get back on that new face thing. I need to get back on regularly working out. I was doing 7 days a week for months, and then I got sick, and apparently I use that as an excuse to not work out quite so much anymore. So I need to get back onto the workout train. I worked out one day after I thought I was like mostly recovered, and it set me back. Wiped off that foundation. I need to try this blush. So this is a new blush to me. I think I got this from Sephora. They had a recent 20% off coupon, I think. Anyway, that's the blush I chose. This is 500 Lush and Libido Airbrush. It is a two-tone blush, and I'm pretty sure you just kind of smear them together. So that's what we're gonna do. I probably just picked up too much, so we're gonna try a little bit here. Okay, so it's not horribly pigmented. That makes me super happy. I think sometimes the higher end stuff, they give you the chance to build it up, as opposed to just like, bam, you've got all this color and now you gotta try to figure out how to share it out. This is actually kind of pretty. Okay, first time I'm using this blush. So I do see that I've got like a little bit of texture right in through here. We'll fix that up with powder later on. Sometimes I get that with blushes that have a lot of shimmer in them. Okay, so far so good with that blush color. I'm not upset by it at all. It's maybe a little pink. I'm kind of picky on my blush choices. I'm not like some of these YouTubers that you can watch them and they get like the craziest like purple, red, whatever crazy shade, and they're like, oh, I love this. And I'm like, what do would you ever wear that? This is another Omega Bronze, and this came in that little red pouch thing. So one of them is called 102 Tantric. This is 104 Tantastic. So it's a little tiny itty bitty travel size. That's cute, huh? Yeah, it's a little darker. It almost seems a little more cool toned, doesn't it? You know what? Let's do the rest of the makeup and we'll see if we need to come back into this for fun. Okay, I only have one lip liner, and I think this is the part of the Sugar collection, so we're just going to use that. Sometimes these little travel sizes, or the tester sizes, deluxe samples, if you want to call them that, they're kind of awkward to use because they're so small, but it gives you an idea of the formula, I guess. And I can't talk while I'm doing this, so I'll see you in a second. Okay, you guys, I had that lip liner on, and I did go all over my lips, but I think I'm going to put a little bit of this lip balm stuff on it right now. It's probably like a lip slimping mask, but I feel like talking while you're doing your lips is a little bit like eating with your mouth open. I feel like the balm, I'm just going to leave it on my lips a little bit because my lips feel a little bit dry, especially if I put just that lip liner on and nothing else. We're going to wait on lips because I have like a collection of them. We're gonna wait until I'm done with up here and then we'll figure out which color we want to use. Okay, I do have two of the Marc Jacobs eyeshadow palettes. I think I got both of these from the Marc Jacobs site, but they were on sale when I got them. So the first one is called Edgeatorial and it's $7.05, and it's got this great fantastic like acid green in here. It's got a sort of a matte brown, a matte kind of a tealish sort of green, kind of more of a, I don't know, dark, grungier green. I think this is really pretty. I don't know that it'll work with what I'm wearing today, but maybe. And I love that their eyeshadow palettes and all the other palettes come with this cover on the top of them, which makes it easy if you want to cover up the mirror to actually show you guys something. This one is called, which one is this? This is number 710 Provocateur. And it's, you know, I mean, you've got these two brighter fuchsia-y, purpley colors, but when you cover that up, man, it's just like an everyday, normal, regular palette, isn't it? I don't know which one I want to use. I've used this one before. We're going to try this one. It is unblemished and unused. We'll play with it. We'll see if we can't get something a little bit interesting in here. We'll just start from the top down. I'm going to actually go in with this kind of cooler pink color, which is called The Style. Okay, this is actually really cool. On the back of the palette, you have not only a picture of the color, but the name within the color. I like this better than palettes that just have like a circle with a name on it because you never know, is it going left to right? Like I know on the Wayne Goss palettes, he labeled things like 1 through 6, and you don't know which one's 1. Is it the one that's directly under the pan? The one that's directly under the palette, like the name is directly underneath the pan, or is it 1 is the very first one and it goes through? And I was a little confused by that. I don't want that brush though. I want something a little bigger and fluffier. So far so good. I like the concept. These are so like elegant and sleek and minimalistic, and I'm a fan. All right, so we're trying that lighter shade. This brush is a little firmer, so I do have a little bit of kick up in it in the pan, but nothing that I can't just pick back up. I probably should have did an eyelid primer, huh? You know what, let's just see how these go without a primer on. I mean, I used the coconut primer, the moisturizing one. I kind of ran that over my eyelids. And I'm sure when I was doing my foundation, I ran the sponge over my eyelids too. You just know. I just know that's what I did because that's what I always do. The next shade down is called Otherwise. And it's another matte mauve shade. I probably shouldn't be using this brush. I should be using something a little different. I kind of wanted to just see how this would work as transition, crease. You know, if this is a shade that I would use for work kind of a thing. And I think I would. I think I would use this. I would wear this shade when I was wearing glasses, absolutely. What you see is what you get. I really feel like that's the shade that was in the pan is kind of what I got for my lids. I'm going to take a clean brush here and just kind of blend that a little bit. Not a queen of blending. Not even a real makeup artist. Not even a fake pretend makeup artist. Just someone who likes to play with makeup. And I started this channel because I felt like there was a few ladies of a certain age doing makeup, but some of them either came across as like super authoritative and a little scary and little like, but this is what you do. And I was just like, I don't know, they just didn't seem relatable. And then other ones, I really liked their personality. They were goofy, they were quirky, they were humble and whatever. And then they stopped doing tutorials. And I'm like, I like the application process. I find it relaxing, and I don't know. Sorry, I'm still sounding a little congested. So that was that shade right there. And it's soft. It's not as fun as I kind of want to do right now. So I think I'm gonna go into this hot fuchsia pink color on the end called In Bed. But I'm gonna be smart and use a smaller brush. So we're gonna grab that. Ugh. Okay, I am gonna use multiple shades today. I'm gonna go through and do a bunch of different shades in this eye look because we want to just see what they look like on the lid. Okay, I've played with some bold pinks, and I am really curious of how this would look with a eyelid primer, like a real opaque one. Like, I wonder if this would really pop. I feel like it would be even bolder if it were on a really opaque, almost tacky, and not tacky in the like not classy kind of way, but tacky as in like sticky. I like the color though. It's kind of an unexpected color. And you know, normally when if I'm looking directly at you because I have those hooded eyes, you're not going to see a ton of that color because I just don't have the real estate. But when I blink, you might get a little something unexpected. I'm going to take the darkest shade in here, which is called As Well. And we're going to take As Well up against my line, my upper lash line. Wow, that looks super, I don't know if you can see it, looks really saturated. It has a little bit of a shimmer too in it. It's kind of pretty. So I'm going to put it up here, but I know it's more than what I'm going to use for just an eyeliner. So I'm depositing a little bit of it up here, and then I'm going to drag it up too. I know as I say that, I'm dragging down, but basically I wanted to kind of deposit as much as I could onto there, and then we're going to bring it up a little bit here in a second. Might as well go with the other side while I'm at it. All right, you guys, I feel like this palette is one of those where a little goes a long way. I'm taking my relatively clean blending brush, and I say relatively clean, and then I see that there's a dog hair on it. So gross. Okay, we're going to take this blending brush and kind of just sort of start smudging this up a little bit. I'm just gonna pair a little bit more. Can you see how that blew out right there? I went from thicker, you know, kind of like really saturated, deposited, opaque, to this beautiful like gray, blown out, airbrushed look. I am thrilled. It took a little bit. I mean, it took like a second to buff it. I'm gonna do the other side. I'll be right back. I'm pleased. I'm pleased with how that looks so far. Okay, we're gonna take the darkest sort of metallic-y shimmer in here called Just Stay. And I've got it on a dry brush for now. I'm gonna load up one side of that brush because I might use the other side. And I feel like I wanna just kind of go over. Oh yeah. Right, I know I put that hot pink down already, but this color is so pretty, and I feel like I can see a little bit of that hot pink kind of peeking out. Delicious. Okay, I don't think I've taken that muddy. I think I can still see all of the different gradients. I didn't know what to expect when I looked at this. I'm like, okay, all I can see is this hot pink. And even though I used it, I'm going to use it as an eyeliner. I think it's going to look even better. I've got two other lighter colored shimmers in here. One of them is a little bit more of a cool toned, almost lavender. One of them is slightly warmer, almost like a taupey type warmer shade, and it's called You Might. I'm going to start with You Might on my finger. It's just right here. If we need to use that other one, we can. Oh, pretty. Okay. I did use that shade You Might on the rest of my movable lid. Where's that other brush? But I feel like I can see a lot of texture on that. So I'm going to go back into my flat brush, into that same shade, and just see what it's like with a brush. If I still feel kind of crepey. Right, I feel like that's a little bit better actually. I'm gonna grab one more little pencil brush here. I'm gonna go in with this lightest shade called Say It. That's gonna be my inner corner highlighter right here. I think with these colors, I almost feel like a little goes a long way. So I've used all the shades in here, but I want to go back in with this hot pink again because I want to use it underneath my eyes. I'm pre-filming right now because if you haven't already seen my life changes videos, my life update video, while I still have my full-time job and I still have my son's in school and my daughter's currently still living in town and I have a married life and all those kinds of things, I'm going back to school as well. So I'm adding more to my plate, which means I'm kind of backing off a little bit on posting on YouTube 3 or 4 days a week. Now I'm going to try to post 1 to 2 days a week. We'll see how that goes. I'm not making any money for this. I don't get anything in PR, so I don't think it's going to affect anything right now. I think I can allow myself the time and the de-stress to not have to push so hard to get quite so many videos all up at the same time. It's been good, but it's time to focus back on this. I got to focus on school, and if I'm going to commit to this, I got to commit to it. And we'll still continue to do this as a stress reliever, as something that I enjoy doing, and I'll still be bringing content to you guys, but. Anyway, okay, I'm going to actually use this brown liner. Right, it feels kind of creamy. Eyeliner seems perfectly fine. We're going to use this bright, bold purple. Would never in a million years think that I would do what I'm about to do right now, but I'm going to tight line down here. I'm going to waterline with this purple. Okay, and we're not getting much out of it at all here. Okay, so the shade is actually, I'll scribble some on here. While it looks dark, that took a lot to scribble in. So I'm gonna say that this isn't really much of a waterline liner. I guess a little bit. I don't normally do that because I think sometimes you get waterlined and it can make your eyes look smaller. And if you're already suffering from small hooded, mature eyelids, I don't know that you need to tell you to do that. I do have a Marc Jacobs mascara. This must have come in, I don't know if I used points to buy this or where this came from, but we're gonna try a little mascara. So give me just a second, I'll be right back. Oh, wait. Okay, so the mascara wand is kind of cool. It's kind of like a fat sort of hourglass shaped. I'd be curious if the formula in the tube on first opening seems. Now we're gonna put some mascara on. Give me just a second, I'll be right back. All right, you guys, mascara is on, and it took 3 coats, and then I feel like I kind of got the volume and the length that I wanted. So I'll be curious to see how that behaves after a couple days of being open, since I did just open it. Now, you guys gotta help me decide here on which lip products. I've got 3 glosses, bright fuchsia, the one from the Sugar collection, and then a clear one. So we have those to work with. We have those as our toppers. And then I have 4 shades of lipstick here. I've got, this one doesn't really go with the eye look, and it is a bright red. This is a beautiful holiday color. It's really pretty. And it almost has that blue undertone to it. So for me, that is the perfect red. I don't like reds that are too orange. I just can't do them. Okay, this shade right here is more of kind of like my everyday sort of pinky, mauvey, nudie kind of color, and it's called Slow Burn. This one's called Cream and Sugar. This little tiny itty bitty baby one. I think it came in the one with the gloss and the lip liner. So this is supposed to be the one that goes with the lips that I'm wearing right now. And it's very, very pale. And then this last one is called, this one's called Sugar, so I was wrong. I had the Sugar and Cream collection with the 3, and then I have this one, and that is so light colored. Like, you can barely see that. So maybe that's a layering color for me. What color do I want to do? Okay, here's my conundrum. There's so much going on with the eyes. They're so dark and smoky and purpley and all that kind of stuff. Which I said I wasn't going to do purples quite yet. Here I am doing purples. I think I kind of need to layer a couple of these. I think I'm going to go in with the color Slow Burn more on the outside. And again, I have that lip liner all over my lips right now. All right, so I put that mostly kind of on the outside over the popped out lip liner. Now I'm gonna take the lighter shade called, is this Cream and Sugar? You know how I know I'm not putting on a mask anytime soon? Because I just put on 2 different lipsticks on top of a lip liner. But I like it, it's really pretty, and I think it goes well with a sort of darker, smokier eye, and then keeping everything else kind of a little bit neutral. And now I am curious about this super light one. All right, that, I don't know that that made a huge impact, improvement, difference one way or the other. Let's look at our lip glosses. Might as well play with some of these. So we have this kind of champagne-y color. We've got a clear gloss. I don't want to use clear gloss right now because I don't want to get the lipstick that I have on top of it. And I think this hot pink is just too bold. Okay, we're going to do the champagne-y color, and it's called Cream and Sugar, which matches the lip liner and the other lipstick. I'd be having a good makeup day, you guys. Who knew? Who knew the bougie stuff would get me to feel pretty good about my makeup? Okay, I might put a little bit of more blush on the tops of my cheeks because I feel like I just need to balance this a little bit more. Ooh, that was a lot. I think when I was blending with my sponge, I might have gotten a little too carried away here. This is fun. This is fun stuff. Okay, I used the big bronzer, but we do have this little one here, and again, I think this one is, yeah, it's still like a matte bronzer. Let me take another little like clean, kind of smaller brush. And does that make any difference? I feel like that one might even be a little bit warmer, like a little bit more of an oranger kind of cast. I don't know if it's because I'm putting it on top of the blush and layering it on top of all these other things, and now I'm dragging my hair in my lip gloss, which is not what you should be doing. One more product, and this is a highlighter. This is called number 50 Do You Dewdrops. First impression, again, haven't ever used this, so I'm going to try to pump some out onto my hand here. Normally I might apply this with fingers, but I'm going to take the tip of my beauty blender. And I think that was the right thing to do. You know what? I think this highlighter might work really well underneath makeup too. I like that. You know, when you do like an illuminator underneath your foundation, and then you don't have to really worry about having some sort of like layered highlighter on, but it just gives you kind of that luminous glow. I know that whole lit from within is very overused and cliched. I'll put a little bit of this right here. I'm switching my sponge around to kind of blend it in just a little bit. I do have a visible, let's see, it's called Invisible Finish Line, number 34, Perfecting Coconut Setting Powder. So let's try a little of the little tiny itty bitty Marc Jacobs setting powder to finish off our look of Marc Jacobs products. I think my skin looks great. Makeup blended well. It's very dark and smoky, and I cannot get this open. Oh no! I'm opening this up right now, and there is powder. It is a loose powder. I don't know what I was expecting. Oh, okay, so there is like a mesh screen. What else did I use earlier that had like a mesh screen like that? Do you guys remember? Okay, because this is so small, I'm gonna just use a little bit smaller of a brush, and I'm gonna kind of tap it into the lid so I don't make such a huge mess. I don't know if I'm old school or if you guys do this too, but I actually don't have a problem just kind of like blending sometimes with the powder too. Just kind of helps take away that extra harsher edge. I don't know. I used to do it with my old school, CoverGirl compacts in high school. Okay, I get what the hype is. This was actually a really fun experiment trying this mostly first impressions of Marc Jacobs products, and let's do a little recap here. What did I like? I don't know that the blurring primer is really my favorite. Again, I think it's silicone based, so I don't know that it's perfect. Do I feel like it, you know, blurred any texture? Not any better than anything else. In fact, for the price, I think I would just stick with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, so I like that. This bronzer I felt like I liked better than the little travel size one, but I have to try this without putting it on top of anything else. So the jury's going to be still out on that. The highlighter I'm fine with. I will use that again. The blush I really liked, and I didn't know how I would feel with this kind of, again, with the fuchsia and almost like a corally color, stripes and blending it all together, but I think the shade that it ended up transferring onto my skin was actually really, really pretty. You guys, if you've seen any of my videos recently, you know that I'm actually really digging these two products. The lip I think actually worked. I don't think I would have worn any of those shades on their own, but layering them works for me. The powder seemed fine. Maybe it's because it's my first attempt on it, or maybe it's just because I did get a deluxe sample travel size. So it's not anything that I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I have to use that. I have to reach for that one. I think it's nice to have it in a pinch. I suspect that it's going to make a mess if you are traveling with it, and you probably just need to find a way to secure it. Maybe tape the lid or something. This is the palette that I used today, and I used every single shade in here. Can you guys see? And I like the way the colors looked. Did I mean to use every single shade? No, but I think I like the way this turned out, and I used every single shade. These two little eyeliners, you know, I think when I first tried using the purple as a waterline, I wasn't really getting anything. And I think once I kind of warmed it up a little bit, then I was able to get some sort of color payoff on it. I don't know the longevity of it. I don't know how long it'll last, but I hope it lasts for a while. So, all right, you guys, this is my full face Marc Jacobs. A lot of first impressions. A couple of the products I've come to love and reach for on a regular basis, and I'm excited to have them in my collection. And again, I think you can try these products, get the little travel sizes, the deluxe samples, try them, look for sales. You can still get high-end stuff and not pay full sticker for them. And I recommend doing that. I recommend looking for deals and discounts and saving money for other things. All right, you guys, I hope you are doing really well. If you're new here, please subscribe. I noticed that like 75 to 79% of my viewers are not actually subscribed. So if you would, before you go, click that little subscribe section. I think it might be down there, and maybe even ring the bell so you get notified when I upload. Until my next video, bye for now.